Garden of Terror! The games are getting spicy today. I already told you that more and more players are signing up for today's matches at the RavenCourt queue. And yes, we have Hazobs now in the game. We also have Dequaza. And, well, Ultralisk has also signed up. So all of a sudden, we're having just top players everywhere popping up and playing today. I believe that at this point, there's more than 40 players that are signed up for every single round. So 4 matches that are running at the same time. I think this is only the beginning of the season. It's going to get absolutely crazy once that we're heading into the middle and towards the end. So I honestly can't wait for it. And again, as already promised, I will also cover some of the games that I could not cast live. I already told them, and they've already assured me they're going to save all of the replays. So we will have a lot of replays afterwards where I can jump into games that we haven't casted today. One of the players, for example, that I definitely want to see in some of the games, but I haven't caught one of his live games yet, is Make. Because Make has been in the scene for just so long. He's always been an awesome guy. Love to meet him at events, and he just has lost sometimes the passion for the game, and now coming back and playing a bit. It's just great to see all of these guys, you know, dipping their toe into the water again. Even Mopsio just installed Heroes of the Storm and is currently warming up in Storm League a little bit before he is going to try his skills in the RavenCourt, so that could be interesting too. But yeah, as we're heading into Garden of Terror now with our current match, a quick reminder that if you want to have more information about the RavenCourt, if you want to check out also the crowdfunding that they're running for the upcoming tournament, or you just want to look at the ranking, you can use the link that you have in the description of the YouTube video. Can check it out there. The whole concept here is that the RavenCourt is an in-house bot that puts players together, tries to replace the shitty matchmaking that Blizzard has in Storm League, which is obviously a joke, and tries to just facilitate better games for all of these players. And all of the games that we're seeing here are exposition matches where the players can show off their skills a little bit, since all of this is leading into an actual tournament where captains will draw out of the player pool, out of the players that participated in this season, form their teams, and then we're gonna have those teams play against each other in the tournament. So it's pretty much one of the two-phase systems that we're using here, but for us it's obviously great to just cast all of these games because it's just cool to see different players play together, thrown in by the bot, and then have to arrange, have to see, okay, who's doing the shot calling right now? Is everybody able to play in their main role? Does somebody have to adjust a little bit, or how is this going to play out? But in this case now we have Brightwing as our first pick. Garden of Terror, obviously a huge map. One of the reasons that Hogger is banned out, I keep talking about this, it is a map where you dominate oftentimes by controlling mercenary camps as quickly as possible. Hogger is great in that position. There are more mercenary camps on this map than on any other. So yeah, Hogger gets banned as usual. Brightwing still in. Lucio also eliminated to make sure that there's nobody able to just rotate very quickly between lanes and maybe just push for structures. But we get the Haka as a global. We have Hanzo in. We have with Brightwing and Haka even a double global for the blue team already. And Falstad gets banned by the red team, interestingly enough. So they aren't interested to take Falstad for themselves, but they want to make sure that the blue team cannot run a triple global. Which is, of course, always a little bit reminiscent of the good old times in HGC, where we had Fnatic play triple global on Sky Temple and run over Dignitas and other teams when they went to the mid-season brawl victory. So yeah, good old times. It's been a while. Maiev gets banned, so she's the next one to be eliminated here. But let's have a look at also the main tank. Lauber playing again. Can he lock in a victory for himself now? Yeah, even Ultralisk has now started to play. He's currently playing in one of the other lobbies. I'm probably going to catch the replay. But he is the #1 in the standings right now. He only participated, I believe, in one of the days so far. But he won, what was it, 5 out of 6 matches or something along those lines. So that boosted him pretty heavily. Lauber with Diablo again. And we have Anduin. Now keep in mind, Genji is already banned, so we're not going to get a light bomb engage. Diablo could do that too, of course, but we still have a final pick for them, as the blue team is getting ready for their double pick. Rutsu cannot go for Maiev, but we get Greymane for more camp control, and we get Johanna as well. So Jojo and Greymane, the 2 picks here. And the final one for the red team. They still need a little bit more damage. If they can combo anything off with Anduin, fantastic. But in an ideal world, they would also pick somebody that can help them with more damage around the mercenary camps. I'm actually a bit surprised that Rhaegar wasn't taken. He's usually a very, very popular support on this map too. They go for Jaina. Jaina, of course, able to also burn a camp down with all of her cooldowns. And with that we're set. Garden of Terror is our map. Let's jump straight in and let's see which team, which set of players is going to take the victory here. On the left side, the blue team, Hazorbs, is playing Hanzo in this Garden of Terror game. We have Johan on Dehaka, normally on the main tank role, but this time Ion is the one that plays main tank with Johanna. Morenas is playing Brightwing and Rutsu on Grey main. But this is a pretty good example of where players have to adjust a little bit on what's going on. So Johan is now playing side lane instead of main tank. Is gonna rock up with Dehaka here. On the right side of the map though, the red team with Vexu playing Anduin. We got Gion, Sylvanas, Evixos on Jaina, Dequaza on Blaze, and Lauber is playing Diablo again. Yeah, that stun, unfortunately for them, didn't quite work out. Johan gets bullied around a bit, but also turns it with a quick tongue on Lauber. And he gets saved by Anduin. Yep, Anduin working overtime there and immediately dancing around a bit too. So Jaina, of course, she's going into the lingering chill, and Lauber gets killed in the second attempt. So goodbye, Diablo. Yeah, he's gone. He's eliminated. Dibbles down. And they're trying to go now for Jaina, who later is going to become pretty important to try and take these camps, as already explained. We have with Jaina another one that can help with the camps very quickly. I kind of forgot also, Lauber actually pulled a Lauber. we haven't seen that in a while. So yeah, Lauber actually dying before the 1 minute mark hit, so congratulations. He is going to embrace the meme apparently a bit more. Lately he has been avoiding early game deaths, but not so much in this one. So yeah, Lauber pulling a quick Lauber, easy win. And now we'll just see what the blue team can pull off here. Already we're having at the top one camp taken, but as I explained, after the 1 minute mark, you really want to take these camps as quickly as you can. It's one of the most important things on Garden of Terror, to get more lane control with that. And that's one of the main reasons why we have also Grey main as a pick here. Now obviously you're picking for your composition and against the opponent's team, but you're also picking for the map. And up at the top, they are trying to pick off Johan and Dehaka. Couldn't quite make that happen, but they definitely get him low enough that they can now take the wall a bit apart and yeah, claim a kill after a kill here. And yep, there we go. The wall is gone and the gate as well. One tower still remains. These days, honestly, I'm actually reading these days the Witcher books. I have previously not read the Witcher books, and I'm obviously a little bit familiar with the franchise because of the games. I haven't really played them a whole lot, but again, can't really help it. Watched some of the series too, and then obviously all that drama happened where it was starting to become very clear that the authors of the series or the director changed the entire story, and that became clear just if you read some of the stuff that was written about the series. And then they got rid of Henry Cavill as well, and it just turned out very quickly that it was a total shit show. But then I was like, well, I should actually read the books and just familiarize myself with that a bit. And honestly, once that you start reading the books, you're actually starting to find out how much they changed and how insanely arrogant these people are, that they're trying, that they constantly think they don't have to like stick to the source material, that they know better than the original author. They did the same bullshit with Lord of the Rings when they created the Rings of Power. Like, what is it with Hollywood and all of this garbage that they're throwing out these days? If you're already adapting a series and you're going for an IP, how about you just respect the author enough to stick to the source material as much as you can? If you have to make a couple of changes, that's all fine and good, but if you think that you can rewrite the entire thing and disrespect it that much, it really tilts me to no end. It's just pure hubris. It's ridiculous. Like these fucking non-skilled wannabes in Hollywood that think they can just do a better job than the authors that made those franchises popular. It's just incredible to me. We had the guys with Game of Thrones, after they ran out of source material, ruin that series. They ruined Lord of the Rings with Rings of Power. Now they're doing the same with Witcher. Every fucking series that gets touched these days is just getting ruined by these stupid wannabes that can't write a full sentence that makes sense. It's just disgusting. Long story short, read the books. Make sure to read the books, everybody. The books are great, can definitely recommend. Not saying it's the best fantasy out there, but I really enjoy it. So yeah, if you want to read the Witcher books or get a bit of an idea of that universe, then definitely do that. Even if you thought that the series is the end-all be-all and you got a bit turned off by it, don't worry, read the books. They're definitely a lot better than what you've seen in the Netflix series. Yeah, in the game at hand, now that the early game's over, it seems like we're going to get a few more kills, and so far it's only been the blue team that has been starting to take him on. 3 kills to 0 in favor of the boys on the left side here. So they are dominating this thus far. It's a half-level lead that they're enjoying thanks to all of that. I mean, again, so far on this game, on this map, it's only been a little bit of small aggressive takes on lanes, trying to set a gank up, trying to go for some structures and take him down. Red team has done a good job destroying the top side wall, but again, overall, it's been fairly tame. There's a single seed that has been taken, that was on the red team side, but we haven't had any big fights yet. Now with level 10 abilities kicking in, the pace of the game should very quickly change. We are getting the arrow again, we get the bullet here for Greymane, and of course Blessed Shield for Johanna. With the red team now also getting their own, we might even see a fight for the seed. They are starting to get aggressive around this, and they're interrupting Hanzo again on his channel. Jaina's gone for the water elemental. We have the barbecue with Diablo going into the lightning breath. And, well, there's the hit. Yep, they're starting to go for it. Alright, Diablo is firing away. The arrow missing completely. Not hitting anything, but at least Hanzo survived and did not completely get burned to a crisp here. The leg from the Haka, and that's the end of Jojo. Finally a kill for the red team, and it couldn't have come at a better time. They still might lose. No, they saved Equaza. Equaza is bossing it up on Blaze again and gets saved by Anduin as Lauber storms in again and says, I got this, boys. And well, spoiler alert, he didn't. So Lauber is down. He did annihilate it. And yeah, that is the end of the fight for the seed. Maybe not. Seems like Gia is in trouble too. Greymane wants to kill and gets it together with Brightwing. Gets the final hit. But that should secure the seed for the blue team. It's actually an important one. If they lose this one, then they have to fight for the next one. If they don't want to give the first Garden of Terror wave over to the red team. They already have one. Now the Haka is going to get this. Seems like Jaina is barely able to get out. She's completely running out of mana too. She's completely running dry here. Needs to hearth back. The arrow connects. Nice. But that's just not enough to get a kill. Lauber was immediately there shielding her, making sure that nobody could get past him without wasting a bit more time and being potentially pushed back out. So yes, Jaina survives. I really like the idea that we had their Hazo Ops ready with an arrow and hitting it on target to threaten Jaina even further. If she would not have moved back, but instead a bit forward, they might have been able to get the kill here. So, yeah. But again, either way, down to the bottom of the map now, camps are back up, and of course, as so often on Garden of Terror, it's important that you're taking them immediately. That's what we're seeing from the blue team. The red team is not stopping on this either. They're already ready at the top side with another bruiser camp that are setting onto the lane, and the siege giants too. And that's actually an interesting dynamic now, because the seed is spawning at the bottom of the map. So there is of course the Dehaka factor. He needs to try and de-push this now quickly, because if he has to join the fight at the bottom of the map as these two camps are still pressuring the lane, then they might lose some structures here. But Dehaka is still getting a bit more time for himself, trying to make this work. Yeah, there's the barbecue. Alright, they're going for Diablo 2 though, and Lauber is low. Dehaka! he goes in and dies, and Jojo gets killed as well. It's a triple, baby. They get 3 kills, and ouch, that hurts. Blue team has done such a good job in the early game. They were really dominant here, but now another seed is claimed by the red team, and of course they can push at the top, they can push in the middle. They're doing their best to just capitalize on the triple kill they just got. Not only do they now have a half-level lead over the blue team, but they also have a chance to at least damage, if not destroy, some of the structures. And in the mid lane, they're getting the fort easily, thanks to the siege giants that they had with their push 2. At the top lane, the fort is at 50% HP, and down at the bottom of the map, another 50% have been relieved. Yeah, well done. Really well done. And now it means that the seed that spawns over to the right side of the map, so a bit more favorable to the red team, could lead to the first Garden Terror wave. Yeah, the Garden Terrors could now spawn for the red team if they claim this one. As long as they don't lose a hero now, of course. But they're not going to fall into any problems around talent tiers, anything like that. It's not going to be an advantage for the blue team. So, yeah, interesting situation that we're running into. They go again for Diablo. Yeah, Light Bomb is in, starts with the stun. They have the bunker out too. The Haka comes in and gets a lick on Jaina, but gets immediately attacked as well. So they're starting to follow up on it. Pop the essence. And everybody's moving out. The fountain is still there. Nice push by Diablo. And Greymane gets taken down by the fort. Nicely done. 5 versus 4. So now we're looking at a numbers advantage for the red team, and they should just be able to get that seed if they really want to go for it. But they're moving back out. There's the stun on the Haka as he came in from the side. They were hoping for a kill and they couldn't get it, so now the Haka is gone. Jojo gets destroyed. What a disaster for the blue team all of a sudden. Initially they started off so strong, and now they are getting murdered. Brightwing escapes initially. Morenas, he gets away. Or does he? Because here comes Sylvanas and puts in the final hit. Brightwing is gone. 4 kills in total. Garden Terrors on the map, and boy, oh boy, are they taking a beating now. Level 16 talent is ready for the red team. There's still 3 heroes that are gone. The Garden Terrors are starting to damage. Up at the top, the fort will fall. Jaina pushes out the bot lane a bit faster. They're trying to attack on multiple lanes, and they have a talent advantage that they can use against the blue team now too. Brightwing still not here. Keeps are starting to take damage. Lanes opening up everywhere, and they get another one. Goodbye, Jojo. Jojo dies again. Veni, Vidi, BG. She came, she saw, and she died a painful death. Jojo down, and that's the end of at least one keep. They might lose even more than that. They're putting Rutsu into a corner, literally. The arrow gets soaked by Blaze. The barbecue is playing out, and with another stun, Greymane gets destroyed. 10 kills to 5 now. What an absolute murderous avalanche that has been launched by the red team. They've been trailing behind, and then 2 quick victories in team fights did not only turn the entire game around, but also put them firmly into the driver's seat. They are 2 levels ahead of the opposition now. They have level 18.5 on the board, destroyed 2 keeps, and haven't lost a fort yet. Beautiful play. Absolutely fantastic performance in those last few minutes by the red team, and now they're starting to steal the opponent's lunch money and their mercenary camps. 32,000 damage by Jaina, top damage on the team. 43,000 for Hazorp's Hanzo. 2 camps stolen. The Haka comes in. They still want to fight. They got level 16 now, but here comes another stun. This time the Iron Skin was ready, but they are desperate, and for good reason. They have lost map control completely. The arrow is there. They want the fight. Double pull is potentially available and immediately gets used. They're turning it again. The stun! And the end of Jojo. Jojo gets bullied around here. Gets ping-ponged across the map, honestly. And now we're having in the middle another push happening. Down at the bottom of the map, there's another one straight for the keep. And the red team is, of course, smelling blood in the water right now. They know that they have a chance here. Lauber, he wants it. He goes straight up for Brightwing. They are trying to take that keep down, remove the last obstacle in their way at the bot lane. But oh, the ice block! Jaina survives! Jaina is still alive! And now they're taking two! Brightwing and Greymane! Even Dehaka is gone! That's game! That's game! They started going for the key, but now, of course, it's the core they're interested in. Level 20 is in play for them as well. A 3-level advantage, and damn, what a beatdown! The red team, ruthless! Struggling a bit in the early game, but then turning everything around and just playing Heroes of the Storm whack-a-mole as they kill every single hero in their path. A well-deserved victory on Garden of Terror as the players on the red team lock in some MMR points for the RavenCourt. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Aldrich Pass, everybody! Another highlight! We got another good one. Cure, Lauber playing. We got Nano, we got Darkmog, and we have Ultralisk. So I just ruined the day of a lot of the people that are watching this on Twitch, and I have to include everybody that is watching on YouTube as well. So I've been talking a little bit in the last game already about film adaptations or book adaptations, about The Witcher, and about Rings of Power, all this trash that we are throwing, that is thrown at us the last couple of years. There's obviously very good examples of nice adaptations where the guys working at it did a fantastic job. The Expanse is a really good example of it. But one of the things that I also had to highlight, because I just saw it, I believe it was yesterday or this morning. I'm going to ruin your childhood now. So if like me, you grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the series, the cartoon series back then, do yourself, well, I wouldn't call it a favor, but if you want to see what these people want to be paid for more, because we're having a writer strike, you know, like, and everybody that is involved in these productions is now striking, demands more money. But so if you want to have a bit of an idea of what they're really proud of these days, then go to Google and Google the new April O'Neil, the new design for April O'Neil for the new upcoming Turtles movie. Make sure that you have a bucket somewhere close to you, because you might puke. It's bad. It's really bad. But yeah, so I might have ruined your day and your childhood here, but again, I had to suffer through the same thing earlier today. So yeah, this is the level of this is the level that we're getting these days. The last couple of years, honestly, I feel like all of these people are just looking at what I was watching in my childhood and then they're trying to ruin it. I'm just waiting for the day that they're starting to ruin Saber Rider. The day that they're going and ruin Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs, I'm gonna go on, I don't know, like a hunger strike. I'm gonna start protesting. I'm gonna become an activist. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be wild. It is just absolutely disgusting. What's also disgusting is that we're getting Hogger and Rega as our first picks. Yeah, it's not really disgusting, but I had to make some transition happen, you know, like... But yeah, we get Sylvanas on the other hand. So Sylvanas is already quite nice. I really like that. So with Sylvanas, we have some push power with the objective. You can also try and utilize maybe some of the quick rotations here. By the way, a theme that we had in nearly all of the games that have been played out so far that you might have caught on to as well is that Hanzo is consistently getting banned out. Especially when you're playing in this RavenCourt environment now. If you are getting rid of Lucio, did I say Hanzo? I meant Lucio. Lucio getting banned the entire time. He can just help you with Sylvanas, with Greymane, with other heroes to very quickly make these rotations happen, which not only allow you to gank heroes on a solo lane, but also allow you to, for example, move over to a lane, do a lot of structural damage, and then move back when your opponent is starting to make a move for it. Anduin could be banned now, considering that Cure has just locked in Genji. So if you want to avoid the light bomb engage, then this is the moment where you gotta get rid of Anduin, because they already have Rhaegar. They're not gonna pick two supports here. But they're eliminating Tracer. Okay, so Tracer is taken away. Genji might, by the way, also be swapped over to Dead Inside, so not necessarily the hero that Cure is going to play. They might actually change things up a little bit and get a different hero for him. They always have that option and can be a bit more flexible with that. But now Captain Rex is very likely going to pick Anduin. I mean, he's been playing tons and tons of Anduin. He's a really good Anduin player. So here's now an opportunity to get that light bomb engaged for the team, and I don't think they're going to pass up on it. So the blue team has to be ready for it. I mean, at this point, it's pretty telegraphed what they're trying to do here. They have Rhaegar that can help a lot. Sylvanas fairly strong. And with, by the way, Sylvanas being taken, they could still put Nano on a different hero too. So Ultralisk, still the most successful player in this current season of the RavenCourt. We have an oldie but goldie combo at the front. The Koreans played that at one of the Eastern clashes in pretty much every single game. Long time ago, obviously, and the game has changed, but it's still a combination that you can very easily use to get aggressive around your opponents. We have a Nubarak and Urel, the two as a tandem, jumping into the team. Highly successful there. Sergeant Hammer and Anduin. Yeah, Anduin is here. Can save Sergeant Hammer, can empower Genji. Really annoying combo, and also potentially picking Sergeant Hammer away from Ultralisk, so that's not a bad one either. Now, he's always been a bit of an X-factor, and the question is, what is he now going to pick? Are we going to get a solo Sylvanas range damage composition for them, or are they going to go and put another ranged hero for Ultralisk into play? They could go triple melee. No problem whatsoever here. And for Alderac Pass, our final pick is Falstad. We get the birdie, everybody. So, stage is set. Alderac Pass is our next map here at the RavenCourt. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Off we go. On the left, we have Darkmog on Rhaegar. That already is kind of funny. So Darkmog has to play support now with the team composition that they're currently rocking here. It's still a fairly aggressive healer, so he can maybe get the last bite in at some point. Ultralisk is playing Falstad, so they didn't shift anything around here. Malcox on Urel. We have Play on Anubarak. And Nano is playing Sylvanas. On the right side of the map, we got the red team with Captain Rex on Anduin. Dead Inside is playing Sergeant Hammer. We have Cure on Genji, Maitri on Hogger, and Lauber on Mirrodin. So, Sergeant Hammer was a really nice pick. There's a very good chance that Ultralisk was thinking about picking Sergeant Hammer for himself. But now instead we have Falstad, so they can try and play around the globals a little bit more. Use also the Gust for displacement. Everybody already jumping around a bit, especially up at the top. And Darkmog is obviously in the middle of things. It's going to be fun to see him on support, I have to say. It's going to be really interesting. He's going to be very aggressive, and he's going to try and contribute to a couple of kills as well. So might become a problem, since when he is too far out at the front and gets these bites in, if the red team reacts quickly, they might be able to turn it around against him and get kills. Now, down to the bottom of the map, we got Anduin together with Mirrodin, and Sergeant Hammer has now slowly started to move up towards the top. With Hammer, of course, it's level 7 that we're all waiting for. This is where she's gonna get the most value. Cure getting attacked here once again, and yeah, he is going to be the one that is going to try together with Anduin to attack the backline later. With a really nice attack against Falstad, for example, and some light bomb support, he could get an easy kill. It's also interesting, of course, that with Falstad we now have Ultralisk being totally willing to play that hero against Genji. So, as we all know, Genji likes chicken. And Ultralisk is the perfect target for him now, so he is going to try and take him down whenever he gets an opportunity to do so, or at least apply pressure to force him back. The interplay between those two will be super, super interesting in the later stages of the game. So really looking forward to that. Already though, we got Ultralisk coming in from the top, and well, it's not only he who's trying to get aggressive, the red team is also looking for kills, and they nearly got 1 or 2 here. The Rhaegar and Anubarak were both low, but now it's Sergeant Hammer that falls first. Ultralisk gets the kill for the team. First blood is there. Level 4 talent on both sides, another stun, and Lauber jumps out, barely, just in time. Gift of the Naru has been claimed now as the level 4 talent for Urel, and Lauber, yeah, he also needs to be a bit more cautious, because if that stun from Play with the Bed of Barbs would have hit him, that would have been the end of Mirrodin for sure. And would have had no chance of survival there, so yeah, could get tricky. Now, already we're looking at the Reverberation as a level 4 talent, so on level 13 we're gonna get the Bronze be at Rage. Ultralisk jumping out has now gone into hammer gains after initially picking up the frequent flyer. And Urel gets attacked at the top. It's not gonna get threatened here, but the more damage you get in initially, of course, the more cautious our Urel player will have to be. And Nubarak, always cheeky on all direct pass, because he can easily move in and do exactly that. Try and distract those grunts with some of his beetles and then get the advantage for the team, which is why the red team is also playing it very, very close to home. They continuously have 1 or 2 heroes around the camp, and they are now going for the kill. And Nubarak gets eliminated. I actually love this, because Nubarak has been a real nuisance on this map, to an extent where a lot of teams will just simply ban him out because they don't want to run in this situation where Nubarak just starts claiming the objective solo and they have to deal with it. But everybody was ready for it and they just moved in and took him down. So now they have a chance to do damage in the middle of the map. Urel coming in, but the level 7 has been used quickly. Sorry, the level 4. Level 7 obviously allowing Sergeant Hammer to also be a bit more mobile in these fights now. Ando in a bit of trouble, but Sylvanas, after she came in and tried to help out, was killed. So that's now 2 kills in favor of the red team. And they're going to get another one, as Urel is fully isolated from the rest of the team and cannot get out of this trap anymore. So that's 3 kills. Lauber pausing the game to celebrate a little bit after that kill, apparently. So, yeah, doesn't seem like anybody has dropped here. But Falstad still on his way down to the bottom of the map. So the situation has changed a little bit. Initially, we got the first kill for Falstad and the blue team, but now with 3 kills to 1, the red team has started to take over. Not only the experience lead, but they're also applying a lot of pressure in the middle of the map now. 1 tower and the gate have already been taken down, and as Captain Rex and Dead Inside are starting to push for the fort, we're having everybody else now moving towards the camp and trying to get the prisoners released here. If they are now able to get that done too, they would go for a really big hit here, because Urel is now down for another 16 seconds. I mean, we're only 4 minutes in, but that still means that there's still some time to bridge for Urel to be back, and that could just be enough to give them a huge lead on the prisoner camp here. It's not going to allow them to take the entire thing, but they should at least get some progress going for themselves here. So, yeah, we'll see. Down to the bottom of the map, still Falstad, very much solo, trying to bridge the gap in XP, but they are, of course, capitalizing on this now here in the middle. So, yeah, they're not going to get the entire thing, at least it's unlikely, as long as Falstad doesn't help out here. And by the way, Falstad is now going to get attacked by Genji, who jumps in and goes for Ultralisk. The camp has been retaken, but they already got quite a few seconds here. And Ultralisk plays it nicely against Cure. So, yeah, and is going for the kill! Ultralisk shutting Cure down, taking the one-on-one, and just dropping him like a boss. Even able to get away from Captain Rex, as at the top the attack is now focusing more on the red team's gate. But that was quite the play from Ultralisk. Now, obviously, Cure also with a bit of a ping disadvantage here, but still Genji against Falstad and the birdie coming in and just absolutely wrecking him. Job well done. Both teams with very close kills and close experience. Camps claimed as usual. A little bit faster by the red team, so they have a bit more of a push going on through the middle. But that was really well done. And now Hogger is the one going down to the bottom of the map to deal with Ultralisk and Darkmok in this case, since Rhaegar has now joined him. Muradin completing his level 1 quest, and there's the level 10 abilities. And they're going straight up at the top for another play. Muradin hasn't made a choice yet, and oh, look at that! Sacred Ground for Urel. Alright, Urel going into Sacred Ground, and Muradin not playing Haymaker. Lauber, what happened? Looks like he's trying to win the game. Okay, no Playmaker for him, but instead we're gonna get the Avatar. Zoning Stormbolt. But this is gonna get interesting. Also Mind Control. No Wailing Arrow, but Mind Control instead. Still the Cocoon for Nubarak, though he was teasing for a second, but I didn't really think he would go for anything but. So Cocoon, as per usual, is the level 10 choice for the Cockroach. Yeah, Urel trying to control, of course, the space now around these around these prisoner camps. Muradin gets cocooned, so the blue team is pushing for it. And they're diving in on Sergeant as well. Light Bomb beautifully connected with 3, and that allows them to take Rhaegar down. Rhaegar dead, Nano barely escapes, but he makes it out of the fight. I don't think that Urel is going to be that lucky. She gets focused and dies too. That's 5 kills to 2 now in favor of the red team. They already took back their own camp, but now they're trying to finish what they initially started and get the first objective in the game. It's a 5 versus 3 on the map, and it's highly unlikely that the blue team is going to make a play for this. So down at the bot lane, Cure still dealing with the minions. Ultralisk is back, but the objective is going to be taken. And Ultralisk is already jumping in. Now, Nubarak is here too, and they're still playing this one out. Ah, the bait! But Cure is ready and jumps out. Ultralisk had to retreat. Play was trying to capitalize on that little one-on-one and take Genji out, but he couldn't. At the top, we already have them prepping the lane a bit, pushing this one out here fairly easily, and I guess that the fort in the middle is going to fall, and then it's just a question of how much more damage can they actually do. Given the way that they are moving on the map, I guess that we're going to have a heavy attack at the top, designed to take another fort out. In the middle, though, also a fight breaking out. Yeah, they're trying to push them back here. Falstad flying all the way to the top right now, trying to go for Sergeant Hammer, and they might get the kill, and they do get it, but Urel gets taken apart. The ult drops her, so yes, it's a kill for a kill. Ultralisk now the one trying to deal with a forward push topside, but here in the middle, they've already deep pushed this quite nicely, so job well done. It leaves Q alone at the bot lane though with the Raider, and that is tons of damage now that they can push in here. So, yeah. All the forts still saved for now. But here comes the light bomb engage on Sylvanas, who's immediately low, has to move away. Tried for the mind control too. The fort gets destroyed. More damage done in the middle. Ancestral on Rhaegar, he saves himself. Darkmock's still alive. Tries to jump in, but he's not the only one. Genji is here. Says hello. Takes Rhaegar down. Now they go for Nubarak, and that's another double kill for the red team. And this should now result in the fort being destroyed after all. So they were able to claim the one at the bottom of the map. Now they're going for the middle. That's 2 structures destroyed. And at the top, they've already done some damage. Not enough to take the entire thing here, but at least enough to do some work. Take the gate down, take the towers down, drop the hit points a little bit. Now the blue team is sacrificing their fort. They're realizing this isn't happening, so instead they're having an attack at the boss down to the bottom of the map. Anduin has already started the top fight though. Aw, honey. Really cute. Anduin thinking he's useful. Starting the boss here by himself, but yeah, each team is going to walk away with one. Ultralisk is the only one that could theoretically make the rotation quickly enough with a fly, but even that isn't happening. But if they are pushing with Sylvanas down here, then at least they can destroy the fort without a problem. So yeah, that one is going to get murdered. One fort to be destroyed, but the bigger issue is that now we have level 16 in the hands of the red team, and obviously with the boss and level 16 talent advantage, they are going for the keep. Why wouldn't they? Gonna try and open this up. They have a lot of good cards in their hand now that they can play. With level 16, they also have the Giant Killer and, more importantly, the Glyph of Faith. Already trying to attack with the Light Bomb again. The stun, yeah, Cure is able to connect it. And they're pushing the fight into the middle as the boss is already attacking the keep up at the top. So they are forcing that fight. They are trying to be aggressive here. Nubarak missing the stun and gets immediately welcomed by a Stormbolt from Muradin. Mind control at least against Genji. Protected, by the way. Is able to move out, and Nubarak is dead. So is Lauber though. Both of the tanks are now gone. They keep not eliminated just yet, but it's getting closer and closer. They're trying to push Sergeant Hammer a bit farther away, but the keep is gone. The first armor shield on the core has therefore been removed. Core at the bottom of the map on the red team side, the keep on the red team side is also getting attacked here and potentially destroyed, and I guess the inside will be destroyed too. The heals are coming, but they're just not strong enough. Even Captain Rex is now being followed and might not make it. They're all just swarming this, and Sylvanas is making sure that the fort is not going to be a hindrance. Anduin is gone, so they get 2 kills here. In the meantime, Genji, he has defended the bottom keep. It's at 50% HP, but with the help of Sylvanas, the top fort now has fallen. So, interesting situation that is shaping up here. The leading experience is still available to the to the red team. They've lost all their forts and they have lost 1 keep, but at least they've been able to take some of the main structures out themselves. So 2 forts are now destroyed, and the bottom keep has taken damage. Could really help them there in the long run. 27,000 damage for Falstad. He's the top damage dealer on the blue team side. Ultralisk has also not died yet, so another thing in his favor. With the damage, we have Sergeant Hammer in the pole position on 42,000 currently. And yeah, there's the Cocoon. A little bit more time for Muradin. Can he get out there? Ultralisk, Genji saying hello. BFG not hitting anything. And they're starting to push them farther back. The objective hasn't even been started. 6 kills to 9. Oh. Yeah, somebody's mad that they're pausing, and so am I. Seems like nobody has dropped at least yet, so unless somebody is going to drop out now, it might be just an issue of either keyboard or, again, voice. Or somebody has to go to the door and get the pizza. That could, of course, also be the reason. There's, by the way, an absolutely amazing, amazing pizza shop where I live right now in Valencia. It's absolutely incredible. Just found that recently. So apparently these guys had the shop there. So they're original Italians, and they had the shop for now 20 years or more than that in the same location. They don't even have an online ordering or a delivery service or anything like that. So you have to actually call them via phone. They don't do delivery, and it's one of the most highly rated shops on Google Maps in the area here, and for very good reason. Like these guys, if you don't call them right when they open, you have no chance to get a pizza. They are absolutely insane. Fantastic, fantastic food, and really dangerous. But, oh, so damn good. And insanely cheap, too. Apparently the same prices for, like, more than 15 years or so, which I still can't believe. So, yeah, these guys could make a fortune. If they increase their prices by 20%, nobody would complain. That's how good that pizza is. And that's how good the blue team is. They bring it back. They get 3 kills. 9 kills to 9. So we got a lot of 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 everywhere now. With level 19 soon. And look how aggressive they're coming in from the side, just flanking in on Sergeant Hammer, forcing the fight with the Cocoon. That should be the end. Stun is there, and that is Sergeant Hammer killed. Just as the red team was picking up some momentum, doing big damage at the top and taking the lane down, the blue team just says, well, not on my watch. They come in and they just drop them like it's hot. 10 kills to 9. Starting to get the lead in experience as well. Big turn here from the blue team. Comeback in play. So, Ultralisk with 38 and 39,000 damage now all of a sudden. I mean, if this continues, he's going to give Sergeant Hammer a run for his money. Insane. Ultralisk just beasting it here and showcasing once again why he is just one of the best heroes currently in this game. But the game isn't over yet. Level 20 talents have been locked in by the blue team, so they have taken that lead. We're getting the epic mount, more mobility, and look, they're already at the bot lane, starting to attack the keep here. They have the objective too, so that keep is going to be a goner one way or another. And the Dark Lady's call has been chosen as well, as they moved in for their upgrades. On the side of Urel, Seraphim is still in, and she's already doing damage. The keep is gone. I don't think they can go for core with only 1 armor shield reduced, but if they can take another keep down here, that would be the dream. Or get a few kills, but first of all, they have to survive, and Anubarak is down. Anubarak is dead, so, well, the red team, they're not taking this one without fighting back. No, 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 no. Now they're going for Urel, and she is probably going to fall too. Urel is not going to make it here. Urel is gone. That's 2 heroes eliminated. And now they can start to protect their keeps. By the way, this one at the top, this is just sad. The entire lane was heavily pushed out. And now this cavalry over here has to walk across the entire map in order to get some damage done. So yeah, that ain't happening. This one they ignore fully. Core is obviously going to regenerate hit points. So there's no need to go for that. One problem will be the epic mount of Falstad. Falstad is now going to try and just macro them to death. Ultralisk, he's going to be all over the place. He's going to try to push these lanes out. He's trying to be aggressive there. Red team is already in position to go for the boss. And, well, the blue team is on its way. Now, they should be able to claim this one, I guess, but they are not going to get it for free. Urel is down for another 10 seconds, but they're not risking this. Yeah, they're not risking it. Cure, he already saw them moving, so now they're going to get the boss. And the only question is, how are they going to deal once they have it? Because there's an attack coming in the middle. The goal here seems to be the blue team wants to force them back to defend, and then they themselves can defend against the boss. But it doesn't really look like the red team has any interest in doing that. It's a race, baby! They're going for the core. They're trying to force them back. They know that they have to force them back somehow, and that's how they want to do it. They're going for the core, trying to force them to TP back. Not all of them are retreating though. Dead Inside is still here. They're stopping the portals right now. So Ultralis could fly back out, but the rest of the team is trying to go for kills, and with the help of mind control, they get a kill on Genji. The bottom keep is about to be destroyed on the blue team side, but wow, how are they going to deal with this? Ultralis, he can fly away. They're still busy here, and they could technically also try to go for a game now. They still have the boss, and 2 of the armor shields are now removed. Is that going to be enough? They're stopping them in the middle from harting back. All of these guys are just trying to retreat, but they're getting stopped over and over and over again. Anduin and Sergeant Hammer on the core. This might just be the end of the game. The boss and the boys might just be able to pull this off. Now Nubarak is here too, but he doesn't have Cocoon. He can't utilize that either. So they're making a play here. Sergeant Hammer is gone. Light Bomb gets used. All the defenders are now ready, but the boss is defeated. The core is still there, and they lost too many heroes. Genji will be back. Lauber is on the run. So is Hogger, and they are getting away. But this keep in the middle is so low that they're very likely going to take it down, and that means that again 2 armor shields are gone. There's also an objective up on the map, so they're going for the objective instead. That bloody core is regenerating fully again, despite the fact that they had 2 keeps destroyed. And now, of course, Nano is coming through the middle together with Ultralis. They take another armor shield off the red team's core too. Now they're tied in structures. Oh boy. It's going to be a 5 versus 5 for sure for the next big play. But nobody can prevent them from grabbing that objective. But if they can get that kill, and they do! They take the kill, and they're still fighting for it! They're still fighting for it! The blue team, they're nearly losing Ultralis, but he escapes. At least they were able to take the camp. What's happening here? Oh my god, the prisoners are also not taken! They weren't able to claim the objective either! What is this game? What is this game? The mind control misses, the BFG doesn't, and it's another kill, just as it seemed like the blue team might now be the ones to go for the core and victory. It is again the red team that's in the driver's seat. They are coming through the middle this time. They're trying to end the game here. Falstad is still alive. Urel, Sylvanas, they're all still here. Sergeant Hammer gets attacked by Urel in the back. They have to try and save that inside, and they should be able to do it. They're going for Urel, might be able to get the kill, but what can they do with it? That's the big question. What's the next play? Nubarak is back in 8 seconds. This game isn't over. They were looking to end, but they couldn't. Sergeant Hammer was attacked. Urel bought them enough time for this, and now we're in the same spot again. For the Ultralis, like, what is he doing? Flies in with the epic mount, has to gust out. Even the Dark Lady's call was used. Ultralis just jumping in deep, and like, let's go, boys. But he couldn't quite make it happen. Now they're coming in again with another light bomb. Urel popping her ult. And here comes the stun. They're trying to get her out of the spot. Urel, she's dead. She's dead again. What a game. What a game. This is getting ridiculous. 13-14, and they claim it. The red team now the ones on their way to potential victory. Up at the top, big wave coming in the middle. The final keep is still there. This is the last armor shield they're going for. But, can they go for Hammer? No, they can't. Sergeant Hammer is still alive. Ultralis flanking in time and time again. And now for the first time, Falstad has fallen. 61,000 damage for the birdie. Ultralis is gone. The core is already taking damage as the big wave from the top has reached it. That was a triple wave that's still doing damage, and now they should be able to go for the final blow here. Brutal. What a game. 28 kills in total already here. Level 23, and with the last armor shield removed, they're taking Rhaegar and Nubarak down and go for victory. Awesome game on all direct pass by the two teams, but the points for the RavenCourt are claimed by the red team. GG, well played.